In today's breaking story, Kim Jong Un just ruined Donald Trump's entire Asia tour, leaving Donald Trump absolutely livid. That's right, Trump is now back in Washington, D.C., but the brutal blows don't stop coming. How's it going, everybody? Hunter Avalone here with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, like I was saying, Donald Trump is now back in the White House. He's back from his extensive Asia tour. And now that he's back, he can finally start focusing on the issues that matter to people. Issues like tearing down the White House, despite the fact the majority of Americans oppose this.
Results were just pretty glaring, right? 56% oppose it. The way you should read this is oppose and support, like alternate here. 56% oppose it being knocked down, just 28 support it, and then the strongly oppose, 45% say they strongly oppose the East Wing getting knocked down. People seem to care a little bit about this.
That is clear as day. And you know, that image of the bulldozer and the East Wing being gone, you can't get it out of your mind. It's as the president decided he was going to rip apart history and take apart places where amazing and important things happened. And it's all about his arrogance, all about wanting some big grand ballroom that resembles his hotels. It is so at its core wrong and really un-American, and I'm glad to see that the American people see it so clearly.
So things move fast in politics, and we're a year away from the midterm elections. But what are the chances we see these images plastered all over Democratic ads?
It's going to be leading in the midterms. Listen, I was skeptical that this would stick because nothing really sticks in the era of Trump. But I think it was two things. It was the optics. It was that Donald Trump said that the East Wing would not be touched. And then we see it being bulldozed in a matter of days. But then the timing. We're in a government shutdown right now. You've got federal workers being laid off. You've got unemployment that's too high. You've got inflation ticking up to the point where the Fed just gave us another rate cut. It is a moment that feels like let them eat cake. He's getting a ballroom, and Americans are struggling to make ends meet ahead of the holidays. The timing couldn't have been worse. I actually think you probably could have gotten the public somewhat on board with this, if just not for the timing and the way in which it was done.
So the timing.
And of course, there are other hardcore pressing issues that Trump has to focus on, like taking away people's health care.
Without the subsidy and with that kind of increase, it's like buying another house and trying to pay for two houses at the same time. Yeah, so we don't know what we're going to do exactly. We don't know how we're going to have some health insurance.
My name is Carla Zimmerman. I just retired in June from 25 years of teaching.
My name is Bartley Armitage. I've been in Eugene, Oregon for most of 45 years. I was a union carpenter for over 30 years and still a member of the Carpenters Union.
Our current premium is $443 a month.
Through the ACA.
Through the ACA, and which is manageable for us, both retirees. However, it's going up to $2,224 a month. We are kind of in shock. That's without the subsidy.
But it looks like Trump has his work cut out for him. That's right, Kim Jong Un just ruined Donald Trump's entire Asia tour, and he's absolutely livid. Take a look at today's top story. President Donald Trump is back from his Asia tour, and it's already being called a diplomatic disaster. His one real goal, the entire point of the trip, was to meet face-to-face with North Korean leader Kim Jong Un. But that meeting never happened. According to the Washington Post, Trump was left disappointed after Kim completely ignored his repeated attempts to reconnect. The feelings did not appear to be mutual, the report said. A humiliating end for a president who once bragged about having a great relationship with Kim. Make no mistake, the visits to Japan and China were just window dressing. Trump met with Chinese President Xi Jinping and Japan's new Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi, who even floated nominating him for a Nobel Prize. But those were side quests. The main event, the one thing Trump truly wanted, was a reunion with Kim Jong Un. Instead, North Korea refused to even acknowledge him. The country showed no interest in Trump during his Asia swing, the Post reports, choosing instead to deepen ties with Russia. That's a major blow for Trump, whose entire diplomatic brand once centered around his ability to charm authoritarian leaders into friendship. Experts say this rejection marks a new era for Kim, who's now fully aligned with Russia and China in a growing anti-West bloc. In other words, the one door Trump hoped to reopen has slammed shut. So while Trump wanted headlines about rekindling his old friendship with Kim Jong Un, he came home empty-handed, snubbed, sidelined, and reminded that the world he once tried to dominate no longer cares to take his calls. Thanks so much for watching. Please click that like button and subscribe to Occupy Democrats so that you can stay informed and help us stop Donald Trump.